I think really right now the way to really end this is to soda stream that gefilte fish just a little bit. You just do it. Just
Good
do like
night.
the smallest of sips.
Nothing's.
The
We're
smallest of
done.
sips. The
Goodbye.
smallest of sips.
Goodbye. That shit fucking fish is not going anywhere but where it's at. It's not
Please,
going in the fucking
just,
soda streamer.
just,
Fuck
yeah,
off.
it is.
Out of your
Just
fucking
do it.
mind.
Just do
Go
it.
away.
Just do it.
No. No. Asshole.
Where are you going? Come on, get the fish. Let's soda stream it. Let's carbonate it. Let's have fun. Let's go out on a good note and give people a good time.
I'm not eating the fucking fish.
Perry, I'm gonna be out of town on Halloween, and can you please tell us a spooky ghost story before bed?
Anything about ghosts?
Tell a spooky ghost story before we sign off. Tell one.
I don't
spooky
know
ghost.
anything about ghosts. Good night.
Did you ever see a ghost? Did you ever see
Yeah,
a
I'm
ghost?
looking at one right now myself.
No, come on. Tell a spooky story for everybody. Oh, there he goes. I'm just gonna pop the ring cam on because I'm pretty sure we're gonna see him on this momentarily. But thanks everybody for coming out. Kind of a weird one tonight because it's just he had so much stuff to get off his chest early on, and then we got backed up, and then it was the stupid thing with the police and everything. So. Oh, he was so mad about that. I mean, really, really, really mad about the McDonald's delivery yesterday. And I'll just tell you straight up, the doctor's office that he did the exam at yesterday were not as agreeable to have a McDonald's delivery driver like walk into the exam room. So that was because in my head I envisioned him in a gown, kind of bent over, and then have the driver come in like right there. That was the envisioned version, but in reality I had to settle for the waiting room, which turned out to be great. So there was that. And the I will say this: the driver went. I didn't see it, but I think the request was kind of just a light toss, or just a toss. But I think he hurled it like a fastball, like the bag, and then ran for his life. But he was compensated very well. Oh my God. Can you knock hard on the door, please? Can you please knock really hard on the door?
Knock really hard?
Yeah, really hard.
Yes.
You could just go. He'll take it. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Have a great night.
Oh.
Thanks.
No problem.
Good night.
All right, Perry. Looks like we got to go back on the camera, right?
No, we don't.
Can I see what you got right here? Can you just come out to the ring cam and see what you got?
Fucking bullshit.
Let's see what you got.
It says.
No, we don't read receipts. Just open the bag. Remember? We don't read receipts. We open bags.
Here's an orange drink.
Okay. Have a sip of that.
It's a waste of food.
What did you get? Let's see the food.
Problem.
Let's see the
Fillet
food.
of fish
Can I see it? We got to open it. You got to see it. We got to see it.
and fries.
Okay, have a fry. You can have one fry. One fry to respect the queue.
And there's no pickle on here, so
Okay, let's
I'll
take
take
a
a
bite.
bite of this rather than have a fry.
You know, I don't know why you had to go on camera and say that you wanted people to send you more McDonald's. I mean, you're just going to get this all night now. I was so stupid.
Not going in the house.
Why did you say you wanted more McDonald's?
Go fuck yourself.
Anyway. That was... that could not have gone any better. Wow. Q respected. Actually, gotta get out of this now because now I'm broadcasting to the entire hallway and I only want to do it if Perry's there. So hold on. I gotta do this. Reload it. Okay, we can stop. We can hold the deliveries for now, right? I think we're good. By the way, Dustin, you owe Perry 20. But you can get that next time. We know you're good for it. I love you too, DJ. Please don't put Perry's address in the chat. You're going to get timed out and blocked if you do that again. Especially, I mean, why would you do that? Especially on a night that you saw the. I mean, maybe you didn't see it, but the cops came. I mean, come on. That's just stupidity. Great stream. Yeah, good. I'm glad you guys liked it. It was great because it was dicey. I mean, you know, not that I ever believe him when I say we're done, but like last night, I was trying to get a hold of him just to kind of. I really wanted to just hear about what happened at the doctor's office, but it was just going straight to voicemail, and I was convinced that he just blocked me, like blocked my number. Like, whoa, he could have been that messed up. But I do want to do something nice for Trevor. I think if we can crowdsource something to get him something really nice. I was actually looking on. Robert sent me this idea about getting Trevor like really awesome noise canceling headphones, because who needs it more than Trevor, right? So like Sony makes the best noise canceling headphones, bar none. So I think I'm going to order. I think I'm going to order those on Amazon and send it to him. Or we'll probably send it to Perry to give to him. And if you want in on that, hit me up. But I think what we'll do is I don't know. We'll crowdsource something because you know that's just that's hitting a level that really should never be hit. It's one thing, harassing Perry or whatever. Not that that's good either, but man, to just attack a civilian like that, that's just you're really really low doing that. Oh man, Randy has to be up in 3 hours. Tom and everyone involved. This was an amazing stream. It's 3:30 a.m. and I have to be up in 4 hours. Man, I feel that really bad because I'm always a zombie on Saturdays, and I'm sorry. And you're welcome, and I'm sorry. Joey did a great job tonight, as always. Really, really good behind the scenes producing. And Joey made the video, by the way, the cowboy video. I hope he doesn't mind me saying that. Having real cops to Perry streams is never a good, in my opinion. Yeah, I agree. I agree. I agree. Go Sennheiser is the best. Now, I'm a Sennheiser guy. I love Sennheiser, and I know headphones. And, I own a pair of the Sennheiser HD800S, which is great open back headphone. Sennheiser is not the best in noise cancellation headphones, and I've A-B'd it. Neither is Bose. Sony owns the market right now in noise canceling headphones. Yeah, the Slug Prime says, yeah, the Sony WH 1000 MX4. You're not finding a better pair of noise canceling headphones than that. The most comfortable, best noise cancellation, and yeah, Belly Full of Swans, by the way, who is the guy responsible for Night at the Outpost on Media Share the other night, introducing the cowboy song. Says, thanks for the MP3 and lossless versions of the song. Yeah, if you want the song, by the way, I had to really hunt it down. I finally found it because it's not that band has one album, and it's not that song's not on the album, so it's really hard to find. And I found it on a compilation. I was able to download it, but it's a long version. There's two versions of the song. There's the long, like 5-minute version. What are you throwing away?
Trash.
What are you throwing away first? How was the fries? How were the fries, by the way? I'll wait till he comes back. But anyway, so there's two versions of the song, and the there's the YouTube one, which is like 3 minutes, which is the one we heard the other night, and then there's the I don't know, the longer. It was like 5 minutes long, and I was annoyed because I wanted the edit that was on YouTube. So what I did, because I'm insane, OCD, when I was putting up the Wednesday stream on Patreon, I wanted to get the sound of the music right towards the end. I wanted to get it better timing, so I just edited the long version into the short version. I basically had to listen to the YouTube version a bunch of times and sync them up to figure out where they made the cuts to get the shorter version, and I just emulated that. So I have two versions now. I have the edit and the longer version, and if you want, I have it FLAC MP3. If you want that, just hit me up and I'll send you a link, no problem. So that's what I that's what I did, and I figure we can use the long version when he takes poops. The short version would be for pee. Not to be too crude. And Danko says, let's get Trevor something nice. Yeah, I want to get. I think money is the way to go. So I'm going to put in some. I'm going to get Perry to put in some. Scott has already committed to putting in some. So if you guys are cool with that, I'm going to organize something. I don't know if GoFundMe is the way to go. Maybe we'll just do a private thing. But I want to be able to get. I want to be able to get him something nice. it just make him feel good because I could just, I can only imagine how that feels, man. It's just like, because I think most people treat him like royalty, and for that to happen, I felt terrible, and it just felt weird even going back to the regular stream after that. It was just like, ugh, but we did. So we'll do that. Eggs and Sausage says Trevor should get a gold trim jacket. Yeah, we could do that. Somebody was asking what happened with Trevor. Cops came to Perry's door, and some shit stain, I guess, called the cops and reported that Perry was threatening the life of his neighbor. So not only did they bother Perry, which has happened a number of times now, but they actually bothered Trevor, like woke him up, like knocked on his door, and that's just not cool. You can see it on the replay, and I didn't like cut away or anything like that. I just we watched the whole thing live. Perry, how was the fry? Can you tell me how the fry was? Oh, silent treatment. Did Perry throw out the fish sandwiches? No, I think they're on his patio, right? So I mean, I don't know. I'm not gonna ask him. I'll find out soon enough. Get Trevor a monogrammed after hours bathrobe. Yeah, the ring dies down after a certain amount of time. I'll monitor it. I'll go back to it if there's anything special in there. Perry's going to be sleeping angry tonight. Yeah, I agree with you. Good night, Eggs and Sausage. Good night. Yeah, I'm not staying on late either. I know those are always famous last words of mine, but I'm not staying on late. I gotta be up somewhat early. I'm actually seeing Bond tomorrow night. I finally got tickets to Bond. I'm so annoyed because Earn America says, should I put on the after hours thong that I sent? Yes, of course. That's what it's there for. Gold embedded. And take pictures, please, and send them to me. Drop the thong pictures slip into my DMs with the after hours thong pictures. I have a whole collection of those. So I'm seeing that tomorrow night finally, and I'm annoyed because I guess Dune came out and bumped it out of the IMAX screen because I wanted to see it in IMAX. But that's what you get for waiting 2 weeks to see it. Am I going out to Perry soon? I don't know. Maybe. It's a thing of like it's a matter at this point. It's like in June I had a reason to go because of Adult Swim. Now I would have no real reason to go other than going to his place, which I do have to do. There's things I'd like to do in there, like camera stuff. I really need to upgrade. He has an okay video card in there right now, but I could just tell by looking at his image, it kicks every now and then. So I got him a better one, and I didn't get him like a top of the line or anything, but I got him a thing. Bond sucks. Good stream, sir. Yeah, I've heard that. I know. I'm going with very low expectations. Grimace saw Dune last night. How's Dune? So if I go out there, I would have to be for like to get some kind of content out of it or whatever, and also like the hotels are crazy expensive. Last time I got a good deal. I got a great deal. A fan like basically was super generous and like gave me some hotel points, but I can't rely on that every time. So so there's that. It's just finding the right time, finding the right event to go for. Maybe the 1 year anniversary. I don't know. Make sure he throws away the dead mice that were sent. Yeah, that's I barely even saw that. Yeah, I'm sure he did. I'll verify that. Yeah, that was weird. Doesn't this says now we need a version with JQA singing. I was actually thinking that like it would be prime for a for those who know what that is, a parody. But good luck finding a there's no karaoke version, so you'd have to get like somebody to actually like recreate the music for a karaoke version. Weezy Jeff said, "Where can we hit me up? Hit me up on Instagram or Twitter at Tom Brennan NY or on Facebook. Just send me a message on Facebook, or you can whisper me here if you want to whisper the at Perry Caravello live account. I'll see it here. You can do that." Rachel said, "I'm down for the pitch on Trevor." Another note, I'm down for the pitch in for Tom to get the face cam. Yeah, I'm working on that. I'm working on that. It's a whole. Not to bore you with like details about like my house shit, but I'm still working on getting like a decent office space to do this. I'm still doing this like in the back of a room, like like a drug den almost. Like that's basically how I'm doing it. And now that it's getting cold, it's getting pretty bad because there's no insulation in this room right now. So pretty soon I'm gonna be doing this in a coat. Sorry, I'm drunk and would like to see the that McFish commercial again. What McFish? Which McFish commercial? I don't have any of the media shares. They expire after a while. You can only play a couple of them at a time. DJ Huckman. Oh, you can get your laptop broken again. Yeah, I know. You know, it's funny. It took me forever to get a new laptop, and then I finally did, and I ended up returning it because I was gonna change and get another one, and now I'm still in limbo trying to get this other one. So it's like that was like God, one of the worst things that ever happened. Not, I mean, I shouldn't say that. There are far worse things in life, but it was just as far as like you know, I waited forever for that one to come back in stock, and then I got it, and then I saw that there was this other one, and I was like, oh, let me go after this other one, and then by the time I returned it, the other one wasn't available. So, um, Microwave Brigade just saw View to a Kill a couple of nights ago. Way better than even the best Daniel Craig film. I can't go that far. It's not better than Casino Royale, but I agree with you. It's better than any other Craig movie, 100%. And it people crap on A View to a Kill. I don't understand it. I don't understand crapping on more. Period. I don't get it. Don't watch the new Dune. It doesn't have a sting in it. Dune did not let me down, but still need to see the second half to decide. Okay. Wait, is it split in two halves? Oh, he just left. He just left for the garbage. Sorry, you missed it. I'll try to get him on the way back. Hannah says, "Don't commingle with any JQA stuff." Don't worry, I don't. Is Mobile Monday coming back? Yeah, eventually. I had an idea for this Monday, and it's not panning out in time. And also, Monday's kind of turning out to be kind of a busy thing for me. So it's like I said, there's no subscriber Sunday this Sunday. However, if stars align, maybe we'll go super early on Sunday, just for a few hours, or maybe something on Monday, but no announcements. Yeah, I can't. It's no guarantee. The only guarantee right now is the next stream after this will be Wednesday for sure. Maybe I think there's more of a chance of something on Monday than something on Sunday. Oh, the talking fish one, right? That one. Yeah, I can try and dig that up. I need the YouTube link for it, unfortunately, because I don't think I ripped it. I'd have to look for it. I'll see if I can pull it up. I'm going to click the audio just so. Move Perry to Greenpoint as soon as possible. That little river, that Brooklyn and Queens. That is such a weird area, Greenpoint. If anybody knows Greenpoint, that is a bizarre area. Did anybody check out YouTube at any point? How's YouTube looking? I forgot about YouTube tonight. I mean, it was on, but let me see. YouTube still going? No crashes tonight. Lord knows you wouldn't want to. You don't want to upset that YouTube audience. Believe me, they do not like when they don't have everything their way, 100%. Yeah, I agree. Christopher Walken does make A View to a Kill. He's a fantastic villain. He's not written as well as he should be. He overcompensates for the writing, I think, which elevates it. Oh, it's TikTok. Okay. If it's on TikTok, Garrett probably has it. So let me see. Garrett, if you're out there, Dropbox that to me. If you have it. Oh, good. YouTube was smooth. Good. I think I'm going to scale down the stream to 720. Number one, you don't get much benefit out of 1080 with Perry's setup right now. And I think it'd be easier for Twitch. Hey, Perry, can you hear me? Hello? Perry? Perry? Hello? Perry?
What?
Why are you being so
What?
Why are you being so grumpy? Oh, goddamn it. Hold on a second. Wait, don't go anywhere. I hate this fucking thing. Oh, did he go? We missed him. Shit. Perry, if you can hear me, come back.
Which means 4 a.m. your time. Good night.
I know. Can you just come and say goodnight to the after hours crazy? Please just say goodnight. Perry? Hold on. That requires a call. Okay, cool. Garrett's gonna upload that. Let's see if we can hear his ringtone through the door. Call him. You can. This is in the hallway. You can hear his phone through the hall, through the door. He didn't answer. He's probably in the bathroom. I'll call him back. Rachel Willie says, oh, you on both YouTube and Twitch both work flawlessly. Good. That's good. Yeah, and I'm going to do YouTube as long as possible. Oh, he hears it. I know he hears it.
Leave the fuck alone.
Can you?
I am pleading.
Okay, can you just say goodbye on the ring cam and then I'll say goodnight for real because it just was a weird cut.
Bastard. Don't stay in the house.
That's fine. Okay. I just want to say good night, everybody. What was your favorite part of tonight? What was your favorite part?
This is a favorite part. Good night.
No, but what was your favorite part? For real, can you answer the question?
What was my favorite part? I don't have a favorite part. Just my favorite part is start, strew, finish.
What do you have left
That's
to
my
throw?
favorite part.
What do you have left to throw away?
Huh?
What do you have left to throw away?
I got like another bag of trash.
Oh, throw that frozen mouse out. Throw that frozen mouse out. That frozen mouse that you got in the mail, throw that away. I think you did already, but just to be sure. Remember, it was like in a little bag.
Mouse?
It was like in a little tiny bag. It was like frozen mouse or something like that.
Yeah, it's all trash.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
All right. I love you, Perry.
And then I'm throwing away pictures too, so see ya.
Very funny. Ha ha ha.
Bye.
All right. That's good. At least you got it. I need closure sometimes. Not just from Perry. Slug says, do I ever get the urge to call Perry up and annoy him if I've had a bad day? Not so much anymore. That used to be the case sometimes. There was one time I had a long drive back from my sister's, and I was 30 minutes on the road, and I realized I left my media player at my sister's. That's where I had like all my podcasts and stuff like that to listen to in the car. I mean, I know I can pull stuff on my phone, but I had everything ready to go, and I just got infuriated. I was so annoyed, and I had this long drive, and I wanted to listen to. I think I don't remember exactly what I was dying to listen to at the time, and I decided to call Perry and kind of take it out on him. And I think I forget what the thing was. I started messing with him a little bit, like not in a mean spirited way at all, but just I called him from like a block number and like just used different voices. I don't know if I've ever. No, I don't think I ever did do anything with it, but it was really for my own amusement. And I was calling, like, I used an English accent, and then I called back, and it was all the same thing, and I kind of just made it up as it went along. And I used, oh God, what were the other accents I did? I'm not much of an accent guy, but it wasn't that hard, let's just put it that way, putting on different voices. And then I waited like 15 minutes and then called him, as me, waiting for him to call me. And he never did. And then I was like, hey, what's going on? And he's like, these motherfuckers are calling me. This asshole from the Great Britain wants me to come over there. And, I can't do his voice this late at night. But yeah, I have it recorded somewhere. It's from a number of years ago. And I forget all the beats of it, actually. I really do. And it was just my own entertainment because I didn't have anything to listen to on the drive back, and I just talked to him. And then we hung up, and then I would wait like 10 minutes or so, and I'd listen to some. I don't know. I'd listen to like I don't know, some YouTube thing or whatever. And then I'd be like, and I'd get bored of it. I'd be like, all right, it's time to call as the British guy again, Or whoa, there was another. I'm not thinking of it. There's another voice I did. I think I just did a generic foreign man voice, and they were just looking for this guy, and it was just like it wasn't anything that I thought anybody would ever hear. It was literally just for my own amusement. And it got me most of the way home. Like, that's a 3.5 hour drive. And it got me most. And then he did call me back. And he's like, this motherfucker just called me back. And I don't know how he got my phone number. I don't know who the fuck he is. And he wants. And I was just like, yeah. So anyway. So the answer to the question is yes. I have called him for my own amusement. Even times where I just didn't record it. Like, it was just like just straight up my own amusement. like just for me, like because I was mad or something like that. But it was never anything crazy like that would mess him up or anything like that. So. Jenny Pretzels, is this still fun? Have you not had your hopes and dreams crushed and gone shady like everyone else? Yeah, I mean, look, some days are more fun than others. If this is definitely more fun than it was a year ago. I mean, I'm just dealing with Perry. It's definitely more fun than approaching bankruptcy. Like that's definitely more fun than that. So, yeah, it can be. There's times where I really enjoy it, and there was parts of tonight that I really enjoyed. Danger Kenny says, I listened to PCL from LA to Vegas on Monday. That's great. That's very cool. Somebody else said that they listened like it was they were driving like some crazy drive. I think it was I think it was like Portland to like San Diego or something like that. And it was almost like it was one of those crazy long streams too. I think it was live. I don't know if it got him the entire way, but it was close. Yeah, his dance does go with everything. That dance does go with just about anything. TomB's Lost Levels on Patreon. Yeah, if I can find that thing, if I could find that call, it'd be tough because I don't think I organized it or anything like that. If I could find that, I'll dig it up. My first favorite 3 movies, disregarding genre. It changes all the time, but I'm just gonna go with the movies that that I loved as a kid, and it's not like anything spectacular or these aren't hot takes at all. But my favorite movie is always going to be The Empire Strikes Back. Very close number 2 is Raiders of the Lost Ark, and 3 would probably be. Well, 3 would probably be Star Wars, but I'll get off Star Wars, the first Star Wars. 3 might be Jaws. I'd have to really firm that up. Yeah, I'm getting the fish ad. Garrett sent it. I just got to upload it to the thing, and we can watch that. Garrett did a good job of getting that in there. Here, let me just do this. Don't mind the clicks. Here it is. I think this is it. Let's find out. I might have to scale it because, again, all these video resolutions are. It gets annoying to have to adjust everything. Let's see.
Tom, here's an update on your sponsorship pitch to McDonald's.
Oh, this is the reaction.
We did our best with the clips and ideas you sent us. Good luck to Francis the Fish.
I want nothing to do with McDonald's. I told McDonald's to go fly a kite. I want more motherfucking McDonald's! You motherfuckers! No! No more McDonald's! I'm eating shit! I'm eating no other shit! More shit! Shut the me! I want fucking McDonald's sent to me again. McDonald's. This is an audiograph.
This better than happen again.
I'm in the dental chair yesterday, and I get a McDonald's bag at my fucking dentist. No more McDonald's. I'm loving it.
The filet of fish is the mascot sandwich of PCL.
Are you authorizing this? That's your voice, Tom.
Yes, it is, genius. That was great. That was really well done. I don't know who did that. If you're here, take a bow. That was really good. That's right. Yeah. Wow. That was really good. Top 3 Halloween horror movies. I don't know. It's not a genre. I'm like Halloween centric movies. You mean? I don't know if I can get very far on that list. I mean, the first Halloween, of course, and then I'd have a difficult time narrowing out the two. So horror movies, not just horror movies, but a horror movie that has to do with Halloween, or horror movies that you watch in Halloween season. Raccoon says Trick or Treat. I've never seen that. Blair Witch, I mean, I haven't seen since it came out. Nightmare on Elm Street, definitely agree with. That's definitely one of my all-time favorites. The first one. Belushi, Tom, please, next stream, can you mute yourself and call Perry as the English guy? Yeah, I'd have to figure out how I did because I normally had this, I forget. It was like a very, like, wealthy, like, Londoner accent, and I'd have to do it again. Yeah, maybe I could do, maybe, I don't know. TomB, at some point, you got to get Perry gaming for the first time. That's what you can. Yeah, again, I'd have to. That's one thing that me going there would be beneficial of setting him up with that. Yeah. Alone in the Dark '82. Never saw that. Never saw that. Somebody asked earlier what the update with partnership is, and the update is still haven't heard back from them. I sent in another appeal, and I'm just checking right now. You know what's crazy is when they sent the email that the suspension had been overturned and it was their mistake and their error, the email came in at like 3 a.m. my time, and which leads me to believe that they just outsource these things, and it's like somebody in a completely different country. They took, what did they take? So we got suspended on Thursday and got reactivated on, was it Tuesday? So going by that logic, I don't know, maybe another few days, because I sent it on, the new appeal I sent on Tuesday, and basically explaining the whole thing, which was, we were in midst of partnership review, and we were in review for 2 months, and then this bogus suspension kind of took us off there. So killed that, because if you don't know, you can't even apply for partnership if your channel had been suspended in the past 90 days. And of course, even though the suspension was bogus, you had to go through that whole thing. So I explained all this other stuff and blah 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 blah. So let's see if an actual person gets back. But yeah, the update is there's no update because Twitch doesn't, and again, it's not just Twitch, it's all these big companies. Let's say you get your Facebook account hacked or whatever. Good luck getting in touch with somebody at Facebook. Good luck getting in touch with somebody at Twitter. I tried to get somebody at Twitter forever. Good luck. It's not going to happen. it's annoying. But that's the way it is. Favorite horror book? That's a good question. Um, hmm. I'd have to really think about that. It would probably be a Stephen King. I remember reading. I'll tell you what I read, which is crazy because I wasn't allowed to see it when it came out because I was too young. I eventually did see it. I read the novelization of Friday the 13th Part 6, and I remember being really scared at that. And the movie had like just come out, but I couldn't see it. I couldn't sneak into it because I was too young. Nobody would take me or whatever. And I really wanted to see it. And I remember reading the book as a little kid, the paperback, and the novelization was so strange because it like talks like it's a book, so it actually tells you what Jason is thinking and things like that. And that, as a little kid reading that, that did really scare me because I think that's the earliest horror book I read as a kid. I also had a fairy tale, like a really skewed, like Grimm's fairy tale book. I think it was called Scary Tales, actually. That some like my aunt got me or something like that, and it was that it had a couple of, it was like an anthology. It had a couple like mini small stories, and I remember one of the stories in there really freaking me out. So that's kind of my lame brained answer to that. Perry doing horror games would be great. Yeah, there's not. That's a weird genre. There's not a lot of horror games out there. Charlie Brown Halloween. I haven't seen that in a long time. I had a friend. I have an adult friend that is obsessed with the Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown, and it's one of those things where I get so annoyed by his overzealous nature for it that it turns me off to it. And I think I've talked about that before. I have this quality about me where I get turned off to certain things, whether it's a TV show or a movie or music, that if I know somebody that is a fan of that thing and they're annoying about it, it completely ruins it for me. And that's kind of one of those things. Even though I mean, if it's ever on, I'd watch it, and and of course I have a lot of great memories about it. Well, Perry and I do costumes on Halloween. Well, if I was gonna be out there, I definitely would. He's gonna do one for sure. I got to decide like really soon on like what his costume. I was actually thinking about the Hamburglar or something, but I just think he would look great as straight up old school like Count Dracula, like a really good Count Dracula. I think that's probably the way to go, but I could be persuaded. Oh, Hannah says that you had to read Cujo. I remember Cujo being a book. I never read Cujo, but I knew other people that read it. Um, I know I never not only have I never read it, I don't think I've ever seen it. I don't think I ever saw the movie. Belly Full of Swan says Stephen King short story called Granny was made into a Twilight episode in the '80s. Oh, that's interesting. I never saw that. I like the '80s Twilight Zone, by the way. That nobody ever really mentions that. There's a lot of good episodes in the '80s Twilight Zone. I love all the '80s horror anthology. Not that Twilight Zone's horror, but there was like I liked Tales from the Dark Side. I liked Monsters, if you remember that. There were like these cheesy like syndicated like Twilight Zone esque shows that like skewed towards horror. Even Friday the 13th, the series, I thought was pretty good. Uh, Orange. TomB, how did you become this type of role in Perry's life? Well, that's a much longer discussion, but the short version is because he had nobody else, and my relationship with Perry goes back a kind of a long way, just on social media, because he had confused me with somebody else. He had confused me with Neil Brennan, if you know who that is, the guy who co-created the Chappelle Show. And we talked a lot and worked together. But then our dynamic completely changed when he lost his disability and went on kind of hard time. And I know most other people probably know this, but for people that don't, that's when kind of my role got in his life was, and I was always very friendly. I mean, the longer I kind of quote unquote worked with him or talked to him, the more I kind of liked him and then loved him and then was endeared by him and wanted to see him do well and want him to have a good life and everything like that. And then when that happened, I just, things kicked up into a much higher gear. That's the really abbreviated version, because I don't have the energy to tell the full one, and plus I would bore people that already know. Belushi says, unfortunately, Perry would have absolutely zero reaction to horror jump scare videos. Spring-loaded cans have stopped, and he literally doesn't acknowledge what happened. Yeah, that's a good point. Once in a while you get a reaction, but it's like it's a delayed reaction. Even like really, if you really peak Perry is look at that. Look at the clip when he had the watermelon in his arms, and the thing exploded and shot up and knocked his hat off. I don't know how many beats it was. It was a good few seconds before he truly reacted to it, because he doesn't have that instantaneous reaction like most people do in a horror movie. Like, there's a jump scare, like, oh, he would react after the fact, like process it, and then be, but it takes a, I don't know. I don't know how he operates. Kyler says, Tom, if you wake up and it's 2009, would you change anything from then until now? I'm assuming you mean just personal life, and you can't like affect like your financial gain, like bet on every sport under the sun and invest in certain stocks and things like that. So I'm assuming that's out of the equation. But if I I had to, yeah, I would definitely change things, but I wouldn't change them drastically. I'd handle certain situations differently, and I'd fight for a couple of friendships that have fallen by the wayside just through the normal course of life, a little harder. But without getting too much into it, like I've definitely, like, we all have friendships that come and go, but there were a couple of friendships where I thought like I was the one doing all the heavy lifting. I was always the one making plans or things like that. And there's a couple where I felt like I should have, like, my life was busy or whatever, and I should have tried harder to maintain those relationships. So if I had to do things over, I would work on that. I'd work on that aspect of my life, or try to keep people in my life that I felt were quality people that maybe have fallen off. And it's never too late. You can rekindle things, but stuff like that, I wouldn't change all that much, to be honest with you, because I'm happy with the way things ended up. You know what I mean? Like in a lot of other personal areas. So I wouldn't want to F with too many things, because that would like maybe cancel out, I don't know, meeting somebody else or, so yeah, the answer is, yeah, I would avoid certain things. I would there's a couple of trips I took that I wouldn't take. You know what I mean? I definitely not watch a lot of movies that I watched. Like, oh, that's a bad movie. But they'd be very minor adjustments, to be honest with you. Not sweeping things. There's bad decisions I made. You know what I mean? Like we all make. But overall, I would say I wouldn't change all that much. Okay, the Twilight Zone episode is called Grandma. Check it out. Where do you find, I mean, I know you can probably download them and stuff. Where do you find 80s Twilight Zone right now? Is it on any kind of streaming platform? Dune review went. I don't know when I'm going to be seeing Dune at all. I'm just seeing Bond tomorrow night, so I don't know. I'd like to see it in IMAX. So I don't know. Maybe I'm not crazy psyched for it. Perry freaks out more towards satanic images and gore horror. That is definitely true. He's, in that respect, he's more cerebral horror, where he's more uh, triggered by the aspect of horror than like shocking, like some, jump something that jumps out at you on the screen. Because there's definitely been instances like that. I think even in like media share where maybe even the first one or the second one where there'd be a video with like one of those videos that's just like boring, 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 and then some crazy jump scare. Like he barely flinches, and he'll say something like, "So stupid, so stupid," and it's like, wow, like you didn't do that. Raccoon says you rekindled a bunch of friendships in 2020, 2021. Yeah, I think everybody did that, and that was really cool. Was I definitely heard from people. Man, I heard from people I hadn't spoken to in like 20 years. I had one guy I hadn't spoken to him in close to 30. Like we went to grade school together, and he found me on Facebook, and we started talking, and we still haven't actually met up because we keep saying we will, and then we haven't. But we talk all the time now, so that's good. The pandemic was good for certain things, like that, and so yeah, I definitely have that too. Yeah, I know, Bill. Yeah, so I used to have a media server, and I got to build one again because mine crashed. But I would like download those all off torrents or whatever. But I'd like to find like a good repository for the '80s Twilight Zone because and the '80s Twilight Zone is better than any other reboot. How many other reboots were there of the Twilight Zone? I know there was one on UPN, the one with hosted by Forrest Whitaker. I don't think I ever saw one of those, and then I haven't seen any. I didn't see any of like the whatever Netflix one, so I'm just not interested. Okay, Belushi said he sent in one where it follows a car and then a scary face pulled up, and then yeah, zero reaction. Yeah, he's just that's not his thing, And even the like the snake in the can, it's funny. He sent the snake in the can to me. The one I think it was either from New Year's or a very early mailbag, and he was getting rid of some stuff, and I wanted it for Teddy, who is 3, and I said, "Oh, Teddy would love that," and he did. He loved it, and but it got its play, and he would do it to anybody that came around, and Teddy would like, "Hey, you want a chip?" and the thing would go. And then for the WarioWare stream, I sent it back to him because I was looking to send things, and I had a little bet with myself. And I think Joey was in on it, and like a couple of guys said, "Hey, I sent Perry back these chips. They look like a potato chip can, like a Pringles can, but it just said like delicious chips or whatever." I said Perry already opened this on the stream, and then mailed it to me to give to Teddy. And Teddy had his fun with it to the point where it wasn't really being used as much. I was like, okay, it's time to go back to Perry. Now, will he see this can of chips and be like, "Oh, I remember this," and like, "I'm not opening this," or will he open it? And I was like on pins and needles. I was like, "Oh, I can't wait till he gets to it." And I think it was one of the WarioWare games where I just wrote out like, "Hey, eat as many chips as you can." And he just went for it and opened it and popped. I forget what his reaction. I don't think he had a crazy reaction to the snake popping up, but he definitely bought it. He thought it was chips. He's like, God damn it," whatever it was. So I was like, I was very pleased with myself that I was able to send him his own mailbag item that not only did he open on the stream, but went out of his way to send me, and then I send it back, and and wherever it is now, I'm sure it's in the trash. But it was well played. It was well used and well loved, and a lot of people were tricked by it. My dad actually got tricked by it, which was funny. So I have great affection for that particular can of of the snake in the can chips. But there was so many else, so there was so much else going on that stream. I don't remember particularly how he reacted to it. I just know, and all I really cared about was not necessarily the reaction, but would he open the chips? Would he think that it's actual chips? And he did, which is peak Perry, which is great. That's what you want, you know. So yeah, I'm trying to think if there's anything else that PCL related that I should probably get out. Um, Not really, not really. There's the oh, I'm still working on. People keep asking about the Tony Hawk waxing thing. I'm still working on it, and it hasn't. It's so excruciating to blur something out because you got to go frame by frame, and I've just taken little breaks from it, and it's like I promise I'm going to get that up, and do something, but it's just not. I'm just not there with it yet because there's been so many other things going on. Raccoon says Halloween is my favorite holiday. Holiday. Anything we can do for the stream. Is the wave smashing going to be Halloween? I don't think wave smashing is going to be Halloween. I mean, you never know. I'm not married to it. I always thought it would be good for the like around the time of the 1 year anniversary. It could be maybe, but I don't know. I got to get him something to smash it with. There's a lot of things that have to happen with that. But yeah, if you have any ideas for Halloween, let me know. I look. I'd like him to be nice to trick or treaters. That come to like actually have some candy on hand to give out to people. Maybe, maybe Tony Hawk can trick or treat from the balcony or something, or hang out or something. Maybe Garrett comes over. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But yeah, I do want to do something because next Sunday is Halloween, and it's a subscriber Sunday. So Blue said, I said it earlier, but I am horrified at thought of Perry opening boxes if and when he moves. Do you honestly think that he is going to put stuff in boxes? He's just going to, like, just carry shit. He's just going to throw shit in a bag and, like, put it in his car and go. Yeah, I mean, I would help him, obviously. That's something I would go out there for. I would go out there for, like, moving Perry. Like, and obviously we'd get a ton of content out of that. I mean, and I just think it has to happen. It has to happen for a lot of reasons. But, it's just, especially when you get, jerks out there that are now targeting his neighbors. Like that's just, that's going too far, and it's just that's just not, that's not cool. So yeah, we'd have to figure that out and see how that would go physically. But I don't see him being organized enough to put things in boxes, like putting all his dishes in like a box. Like he would just literally, like, I think he would just take the dishes out and like literally just carry them to the car, throw them in the car, and that's it. Yeah. So uh, I mean, when's the last time he moved? I mean, the last time he moved is like he's been in there since like what, 96 or something like that, maybe even earlier. Hojo Sinclair, if Perry still had his box he used for trash, what are the odds he would have taken that box with him if he moved? I would say 100%. 100%. Don't even get me started on that garbage box. I miss that garbage box so much, and I was one of the idiots that said to him, "Why do you have this garbage box? Why is the garbage box there? Like, why can't you just get a trash can?" Because I was trying to get, uh, you know, trying to get the fuck trying to get his life in order, I guess, and I miss it so much. It's just it's such a character of the stream, and I really resent Jay as much as I like Jay for giving all the thing. I resent Jay for getting rid of the the garbage box because I miss it so much. Kyler, was I secretly nervous when I first saw the cops at Perry's door? Also, how do I think cops say? I mean, yeah, look, you never want to see that. I saw it and I was like, okay, fun's over for now. But it was only two. It was only two cops, and Perry wasn't raging out at the time. So it was fine. And so, no, I wasn't all that nervous because I knew it was some bogus thing. But I didn't want to black it out from the stream, so I figured it. Just we'll just go with it and see where it is. I had my hand on the mute button though, in case he gave out some kind of like confidential information. But yeah, no, look, you never want to see that in the ring camera. But we've handled it. I mean, for so many times. Luke says, I think he would probably bring the empty boxes he hoards with him, without anything in them. That's actually pretty good. Question: will Perry's new place have a pool? I think it would have to have a pool. Yes. Do I have any idea who did the cop thing? No. I have no. I mean, yes and no. Perry has one guy that really every now and then like hits him up like in a very weird way. So it could be anybody. It really could. It's not one of us, that's for sure. It's not a PCL. It's not somebody who likes Perry Caravello alive. It's somebody who actively doesn't like Perry Caravello alive. So, that's a, that paints the kind of brush where you don't know what the motivation is there. Grimace says, I want to dress as the garbage box for Halloween. That's such a great idea. And you have people throw things out in you. That box smelled so bad. I don't know if Garrett's still here. He can attest to it. I know Tony Hawk could attest to it. Man, especially like that garbage box, God, had it just a life of its own. I mean, it was probably better health-wise that he got rid of it. Even though I wish he would have replaced it with another one. But man, it was just... But you see, like even the other night, I think there was a tip comment which is so astute. Like, why do you have a Sony receiver box from like 1995 sitting on the floor? He's like, because I use it as furniture, because it's my it's like his thing for like thing. And that's the thing that's crazy about Perry is, number one, he's very cheap with certain things. Other things he's not, like buying $400 pills, which I don't think he knows he's getting into. But the fact that, not that he's, super crazy wealthy or anything. He's not by any means, and he's got a ton of debt that he's still climbing out of. But he's not missing any meals. He has money to buy himself a meal here and there, and he has money to buy. But he won't buy like a tray table or like a little piece of furniture there to like put his remote controls on or something like that. He'd rather have that cardboard box because that's what he's had for years. It's crazy to me. I still can't wrap my head around it. Like, I can't wrap my head around that aspect of Perry. There's many aspects of Perry I can't wrap my head around, but that is definitely one of them. Oh my God. Mr. Giant Dog, hey Tom, when you're back in Ireland, do you ever catch Come Dine with Me on Channel 4? No, what is that? I don't really watch TV when I'm in Ireland, and I haven't been in Ireland. Jeez, when was the last time I was in Ireland? 2015. It's been a while, but I'd like to. I'm going to go back at some point because I have a very good friend who lives in Dublin, owns a bar in Dublin, the Thomas House Bar in Dublin. If you're ever in Dublin and you want yourself a free Guinness, go to the Thomas House and say that you know me, and ask for Kevin, and then say that you know me, and he will hook you up. Perry got swatted again. I passed out at Carl's Jr. Needs his own online. Yeah, but it wasn't that big a deal. The only unfortunate nature of it is whatever shit stain did it. They did it to. They also involved Perry's neighbor Trevor, which is a big bummer, because he doesn't. An innocent person doesn't deserve that, and that just really tells you the level of person that's doing it. That's what you're dealing with. You're dealing with some. I mean, that's on another level. And when I asked him to show me the detailing equipment, I thought it was the whole corner, not just a single crate. Yeah, it is more than one crate though. Because even he says I used to detail cars, and he's got all his car detailing liquids and stuff from the '80s that he uses as cleaning supplies. Which okay, put that together and see if that makes sense. He doesn't. That's why he got into the SodaStream box. He's got a new piece of furniture. Yeah, right. I like the SodaStream thing too. I think that worked really well. How did I meet Perry? I think I mentioned a little while ago. Perry mistook me for somebody else with the same last name. My last name is Brennan, and it was this guy Neil Brennan that he mistook me for, and we actually met on MySpace of all places, many years ago. TomB, an old Sony receiver, can stand the test of time. Perry is not going to want to buy anything with Dolby Atmos, right? Yeah, no, I don't think so. You know what's funny about Dolby Atmos is like I mean, God, this is a whole rabbit hole thing, but like I thought I was going to get like a Dolby Atmos setup because like I wanted speakers in my ceiling, which ended up being a freaking nightmare and really expensive. And then I had this thing after I spent the money and I ran out of money finishing the job, which is why I'm in the situation I'm in right now. And then I realized Dolby Atmos is only for movies like that came out in the past 10 years or so. Anything I'm watching is going to be like way old. I hate new movies. There's very few new movies I watch. I'm like, why am I investing in this technology when every movie I see is either going to be stereo, mono, or 5.1 at best? Why am I messing around with Atmos for Christ's sake? What am I going to watch in Atmos? You know, it's like and my theory with watching movies is like, you know, like, and why, like, I'm so anti new movies for the most part because they all stink. Really, most new movies stink. Not to sound like a curmudgeon, but there's so many good movies that came out in the past that I have never seen. And why wouldn't I want to discover some hidden gem from the '70s that's actually a great movie? Really well written, well done with, you know, I'd much rather do that than see some piece of shit that just came out on, you know, Netflix or wherever. You know, with few exceptions, obviously, but that's my thing. It's like, yeah, basically, I base for the things I watch. I'm good with mono. Like that's where I am. You know, most Columbo episodes are mono, and that's pretty much the only thing I've been watching lately. Blue says, I hate that corner so fucking much. I do too. He could have so much more space in there. And that's the thing. He's in a studio apartment as it is. And he complains about, and I love, not that I love, I hate it, but I love it for the ironic aspect that he complains about the paintings. They take up such a minuscule bit of space, and not any walking space. And then underneath the paintings is these crates of shit that have not been moved in years. And like, I mean, fuck, you can't keep a bottle of Simple Green under the sink. Like, you have to keep all of those products, and it drives me crazy as well. And I went in, God, I think it was the Sunday stream of TomB Week, where before we even started, I was trying to organize things for him because I knew that was going to be the last day in there, and fuck, I don't think I had any even plans to be there that Sunday, but then I reconsidered. And I was trying, I said, Perry, why can't we just get rid of this? Why can't we? And I just caught him at a moment where I think he was a little overwhelmed, and he charged at me. This is before we even started. And I thought he was going to kill me. Not kill me, but like, you know, really hit me hard or something like that. And it was like, motherfucker, stay away. Don't you fucking touch that. Like, it was right in that area. I was trying to organize it. I was trying to move things around. And he was like, "Hey, motherfucker, I'll fucking kill you!" And he had his fist cocked, like right at me, and I was just like, "Okay, this is gonna be an interesting day." And I always back down in those situations. What are you gonna do? You gonna fight him? You know, I was like, I'm not gonna do that. But he was just like, yeah. And Mr. Giant, yeah, it's the hoarding mentality. Everything they own is a necessity for their well-being. And I used to be I would never consider myself a hoarder, but I was more of a collector. And I just think living in apartments, especially in like New York City, made me more of a minimalist and realize what I need and what I don't need. And honestly, more stuff what I don't need came too, and I just scale down, scale down, scale down. And I'm more of a digital hoarder, if anything. Like I'm definitely a digital hoarder, but that's fine. It doesn't take up any physical space. And Ray says the fact that Perry confused me with another Brennan is more or less proof that he hasn't met half the people he claims to. Yeah. By the way, that person sending in the Kevin Spacey things that I really tried to hammer that home, and it wasn't getting through. It was like, oh, Kevin Spacey, you're full of shit. You know damn well you were in Palm Springs. And then I even asked him one point in clarification. I said, hey, is there any chance that you could be mistaken? He's like, no, no chance. Like it's just that is just rock solid, locked in his brain. What sound system would I recommend for these streams? Not headphones. Don't listen. Don't listen. Try to avoid headphones. Uh, Speaking of mono, I actually had to make the stream mono because just the way Streamlabs work, there's so many stereo stems, and I know there were several people that listened on headphones, and they would say they would sound so awkward, like even like my audio would come out of one thing and Perry's audio thing, so I had to kind of truncate it down to mono. I think that's what most streamers use, is mono actually. Why 6 plastic bins of cleaning products? Exactly. Did he keep them from car care in the 90s? You know, it's such a great question because the only time I've ever really pushed him on it, the only times I should say plural, is I say, why do you need all this? Because I use Simple Green all the time. It's like, okay, but you can buy a bottle of Simple Green. I never heard of Simple Green outside of Perry mentioning it, like many other things. And names, but I would imagine it's not that expensive, and I would imagine you could just like keep a bottle somewhere else. But what's all the other stuff? And like, why do you got to keep those dirty rags? Like, what is everything in there? So, and again, I think that's would be fun with moving, and especially if we get like a bunch of us to go in there and help him move. Like when you move, that's when you pare down your possessions, right? Like there's no bigger test of what you need and what you don't need is when you move. So, like, are we really going to be moving your fucking crates of disgusting, dirty cleaning products? And by the way, it's such a great testament. I mean, it's not great. I mean, that's the wrong word. But it's such a testament to how filthy things are. It's like those cleaning supplies are covered in layers of dirt. And I've explained this to people. They say, like, oh, what is Perry's apartment like? And everybody that goes in there kind of has the same takeaway. It's like, okay, Perry calls himself an organizational nut, and to an extent, he's right. He has a lot of things organized. He has giant file cabinets that he has like receipts in and things like that. He keeps every receipt. You know, I'm sure he has every receipt that he ever got from Costco going back to whenever he first shopped there. But he doesn't dust, right? And nobody likes dusting, but you know, sometimes you gotta like. You know, you got to dust the coffee table. You can't even see anything. He's got so many things stacked on it, and that's not just because of mailbag. That's just in general. But there was on the entertainment center. Not this last time I went there, but the time before that, there was like, God, there was like 5 layers. There was dirt, and then dust on top of the dirt, and then that dust became stale, and then there would be a layer of dirt on the dust, and then another layer of dust on that dust. So, and I'm not, you think I'm not trying to be funny. Like that's really the case. So when I bought like a bunch of wipes, and I would wipe down, like literally one wipe across any flat surface, and it's very hard to find a flat surface in there. It would just be black, like absolute black, because it would be dirt and dust and whatever. Yeah, and then dust on top of the dried dirt and dust that's already there. Like that's how set in it is. So it's just fucking crazy. using using a 5.1 virtual surround headset to listen. Okay, that's one thing. That's one thing you could. I guess that would be really good for like that. You could hear the knocks at the. Can you imagine like a 5.1 Perry Caravello live where like you could hear a knock at his door and it'll sound like it comes from the side channel, like the left side channel when you're watching it. Yeah, that's another thing. He's known Dustin since the early '90s. I mean, Dustin, like, I mean, how old is Dustin? Like, 35, maybe. I'm guessing. Does the audio get mastered in any way? It used to when I didn't have a video card, and it would always be out of sync. And then I used to have to do other things because the Ring camera was so bad that I used to have to export the audio from the Ring camera on the Ring website. I have to basically download the Ring and then sync the audio, and then the Ring would be louder, and then I would be louder sometimes. So I would basically export. Yeah, like not to get too boring, but yeah, I'd export the audio and compress it, and then put it back in so it didn't. So it sounded a little better. Now I think it's kind of dialed in as it is. Like I mean I know there's times probably where I'm a little louder or he's a little louder. I don't ever want to be louder than him, so I have mine dialed back to a comfortable level. But you know, it's not perfect. This Streamlabs thing is it's not perfect. And then sometimes when I first go on mic, I notice like there's this weird echo or feedback, and I know partially it's his speakers are too loud when he starts off, and then it usually course corrects, but it's just annoying. Simple Green is Windex with green dye. Okay, and I'm a Windex guy. I use Windex on everything, every surface. I use Windex on wood. I use Windex on the floor. I use Windex for everything. But you know he's brand loyal. If you haven't noticed, Perry is very brand loyal. Tommy, didn't you say you were tired earlier? Don't let us keep you awake. No, I am tired. I am going to wrap up. I just wanted to, checking because we're not going to do anything on Sunday. Or maybe we will. I don't know. Probably not. The last time his place was dusted, Neil Eads was all over there drinking tequila. Yeah, and among other things. That's a good analysis Belushi Sushi has. It all stems from Perry's inability to take blame for anything, and his apartment can be dirty because it can be him. It must be these paintings. That's right. Yeah, right. Like it was never dirty before Perry Caravello Live, and the mailbag became a thing. Matt says, I'm honestly surprised at how high functioning Perry is for how severe his brain damage was. I have an uncle who had similar traumatic brain trauma and he's an F. Perry's very, very functional. And, but he's very set in his ways. He was like trained, and I think his mom trained him to do a lot of things, which is sweet. I think his mom trained him how to do a lot of things that maybe were harder for other people, but a lot of that training just cemented as rules. Like you should, like there's rules he has. Like you don't eat dinner past 6 p.m. Which is fine for some people, but he has it like it's too late, and things like that. So, or even like I was complaining today because he started texting me like around like 7:30 his time, and I'm like, oh, what is? I was happy to hear from him because he wasn't talking to me last night, and then he sent me that voicemail that I played earlier in the stream where, you know, he reconsidered canceling PCL because he realized he had to pay his medical bill, but his whole getting up early because he used to work at his cousin's print shop, and he had to get up early for that, and he's just never trained, and that hasn't been the case in 20 years, almost 20 years. Is it 20 years? Maybe not 20 years, maybe 15. I wish the stream was in surround sound so Perry can stream in both my eardrums. Yeah, I don't know how long his hospital stay was. I mean, again, Perry's not the most reliable in narrators, as you all well know. You know, so I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. But here's what I do know. So there's no, like I said, there's no stream on Sunday, no subscriber Sunday. Um, that's my selfishness because I have these concert tickets. But I'm seeing some friends on Sunday that I haven't seen in forever, and that's a big part of it too. Because there's so many things that I turn down that I can't do because of I prioritize the stream. But so either I don't see myself doing that early morning Sunday stream. There's just something that says to me I don't know, but I might change my mind. We'll see. It's either gonna be that or maybe something small on Monday. Other than that, the next main stream will be on Wednesday. But thanks. I'm gonna wrap up here and say thanks to everybody for coming out. I thought it was a really good stream. Other than the weirdness of the police thing that went as well as it be expected. As expected, the only thing I'm a little worried about is I hope Perry. It's not Perry. I hope Trevor doesn't feel terrible about it because I would hate. I would hate the fact that he would feel like he's maliciously targeted when I think everybody in the PCL community tries to raise him up as like this king and like this extra special VIP. So I I want to do something nice for him. So we'll talk about that. I'm gonna have Perry talk to him tomorrow. I mean, not that he's the greatest ambassador, but he's all we got. Jenny Pretzels. I've heard it said that it's all about the show's place. If the place is interesting, you've already won. PCL is a place like no other. I agree with that. Thank you. Am I regularly a night owl, Steven Seagal? Yes and no. Yes and no. I mean, by nature, I always used to be. As I grow older, not as much. Like and when we're not stream nights, I'm usually in bed by midnight. Sometimes a lot earlier. But my problem is, and I'll tell you why I probably am a night owl is. If I ever make the mistake of trying to go to bed at like 10 or earlier, I wake up at like 4 or 5 and can't get back to sleep. So I guess the answer is yes, but I'm trying, but I don't know. As you grow older, especially if you have any kind of kids in your life, that gets real hard to be a night owl. So anyway, but good night to all you night owls. Wherever you are, and we'll see you on Wednesday for sure, but probably before that. Okay, have a great weekend. Enjoy your Sunday off, and we will just keep following. It's really important to follow the PCL social media because that's where you'll find out if something's happening. And if something does happen either Sunday or Monday, I will try to post something out before. I won't go. It won't be one of those things where some like, oh boom, we're live, random, no notice. I'll try to give a little bit of notice. But yeah, and Belushi, that's a good note to end with. The situation wasn't funny, but some of the stuff Perry said to the cops was hilarious. Yeah, he always brings up the DAP thing, which is great. Deputy Auxiliary Police, which is great. So yeah, I'll talk to you later. Enjoy your weekend, guys, and THX.